bustling apartment building on the corner of Quirky Avenue and Whimsy Street, there lived a peculiar detective named Detective Doodle, with his magnifying glass in one hand and a cup of coffee in the other. Detective Doodle was always ready to solve the most baffling mysteries. One sunny morning, as Detective Doodle lounged in his office adorned with mismatched furniture and a poster of his favorite superhero, he received a curious visitor, Mrs. Puddleton, the building's resident cat lady.
Detective Doodle.
Mrs. Puddleton exclaimed, her voice trembling with distress.
My socks have gone missing. All of them. I need your help to solve this dastardly mystery.
Detective Doodle raised an eyebrow, his interest piqued by the unusual case.
Fear not, Mrs. Puddleton,
He declared with a flourish.
I shall get to the bottom of this sock-napping caper.
With a confident stride, Detective Doodle set out to investigate, his trusty sidekick, a fluffy tabby named Whiskers, at his heels. They combed through Mrs. Puddleton's apartment, searching high and low for clues. But no matter where they looked, the socks were nowhere to be found. It was as if they had vanished into thin air, just as Detective Doodle was about to give up hope. Whiskers let out a triumphant meow and pounced on a suspicious-looking lump beneath the couch. With a dramatic flourish, Detective Doodle lifted the couch cushion, revealing a mountain of socks stuffed into a makeshift nest. Detective Doodle exclaimed, his eyes wide with astonishment. But before they could celebrate their victory, a familiar face emerged from the shadows. Mr. Snuggles, the building's resident hamster, his cheeks bulging with stolen socks.
Eureka!
Detective Doodle gasped, pointing an accusatory finger at the furry culprit.
It appears we have stumbled upon the lair of the notorious sock thief.
With a guilty squeak, Mr. Snuggles confessed to his crimes, admitting that he couldn't resist the allure of Mrs. Puddleton's cozy socks.
Mr. Snuggles.
With the case solved and the socks returned to their rightful owner, Mrs. Puddleton showered Detective Doodle and Whiskers with gratitude, promising them a lifetime supply of catnip as a token of her appreciation.
I should have known it was you all along.
And so, with their heads held high and their tails wagging triumphantly, Detective Doodle and Whiskers returned to their office, ready to tackle whatever mysteries awaited them in the quirky world of Quirky Avenue and Whimsy Street.